Hello Year 10, welcome to our last video for now. We're going to be going over some surface area questions. I'm just going to take you through these as a bit of practice just going to pick a couple of these. All right, so what we need to do here is we've got a net of a prism, so we've folded that 3D shape down into a 2D shape, and we're going to find that surface area. Now, the way that I like to do this, okay, as you're aware, is I like to pick, label on my net diagram all of the different areas that exist, okay? So you want to try and label the ones that are the same, label the ones that are different, and then we're going to add up all of the different parts. So here, this bottom one, we're going to call it area 1, and this area here is going to be the same because it's opposite each other on the prism. Now, in this case here, all of these areas are also going to be the same, all of these side ones. So this is area 2, area 2, area 2. Oh, sorry. This one is going to be different. It's going to be area 3 and area 3. So you can see that this one is going to be 6 by 3, this one's going to be 6 by 3. This one's going to be 9 by 3, 9 by 3. So all of the opposite faces on the prism are going to be equal in this example. So that means our total surface area is going to equal 2 times A1 plus 2 times A2 plus 2 times A3. Now, it's really important we set the question up this way. It doesn't take long to write. It's just as you're thinking, you can write this on the page, and it sets you up so that you can then do this next step really easily without forgetting any of the areas. So for this next step, we just need to put in the values for the area of A1. So A1 is going to be 9 by 6, so it's going to be 2 times 9 times 6 plus 2 times, and area 2 is going to be 6 by 3, and then 2 times area 3, which is 9 by 3. All right, and then we just get up our calculator, put those values in, and we will find our area. 2 times 6 times 3 plus 2 times 9 times 3 equals, okay, and we get our surface area, which is 198, and it's going to be in centimeters squared. Remember, surface area is measured in units squared. Okay, so you get the idea. Now, for question 2, I'm not going to finish the question. I'm just going to show you how to set it up. Okay, what I first want to do is I want to draw the net. Okay, so I want to draw the net of this shape to make sure that we've got all the components here. So what I like to do is I like to draw this base one here first. Okay, so this big flat one here, and that's got 24 and 8 as its 2 dimensions. And then I want to draw all the faces that are attached to that face as well. So we're going to have our 2 triangles like this, attached to either side. We're going to have our side one here, and we're also going to have the other sort of longer rectangle one here. Okay, so you just got to check that that all folds up, and then we're going to put any other information that we know. We know that this is going to be 7 millimeters long, and so is this height here. That's going to be 7. That's going to be 7. Okay. So once you've, last thing we also want to check is this length we don't know yet. We need to work that length out. Okay, so to work out the length of this one, okay, we know that this, okay, is going to be the same as this value here because they line up. And to find this value here, I'm going to have to use Pythagoras' theorem. Okay, so I know that x squared is going to be 7 squared plus 24 squared. Okay, which means that x is going to equal 7 squared plus 24 squared, all square rooted. And then when I put that in my calculator, I'm going to get my value of x. So square root 7 squared plus 24 squared equals 25. What do you know? Okay, so that means on our diagram we can write 25 for these parts here. Okay, so now we need to match up the bits that are the same. So there's this face here, but there's no other faces that are the same as that. There's this face here, but that's one of a kind too. This space here, and then there's also these ones, but these ones are actually equal. So it's only one of the kinds of faces are equal. So our surface area is going to equal A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus 2 times A4. Okay, and then now all you have to do is sub in your values here. So this is going to be 24 times 8. A2 is going to be 25 times 8. A3 is going to be 7 times 8. And then plus 2 times. And A4 is a triangle, so it has the formula half base times height. So it's going to be 2 times a half times 7 times 24. All right, and then we just have to put that in our calculator. So 24 times 8 plus 25 times 8 plus 7 times 8 plus 2 times a half times 7 times 24. Okay, and then when we press equals, we get our surface area 616 millimeters squared in this instance. Okay, so that's how we go about finding the surface area of our prism. We've got to draw that net, identify the equal faces, write in all the values there, set up our equation, and substitute. Okay, it's quite a lengthy process, but it's important that you're writing it down as you go so that you don't make any mistakes there. Okay, I'm going to leave that one. Now, surface area of a cylinder. We need to use our surface area of a cylinder formula. So a surface area, it's a closed cylinder in this case, which means both ends have our solid ends. We're going to write our formula. Surface area of a cylinder is going to be, now the area of a circle is pi r squared, but we've got two circles, so it's going to be 2 pi r squared plus, and then we have this rounded rectangle that's been scrolled around the cylinder. So its width of the thing is going to be the perimeter of this circle here. Okay, the perimeter is 2 pi r, and then it's going to be times the length, which is the height of the cylinder. Okay, so that's where we get the formula of the surface area of the cylinder from. Now we just need to put in our values. It's going to be 2 times pi times r, 3 squared plus 2 times pi times 3 times 14.5. And that's what we're going to put in our calculator. So it's going to be 2 times pi times 3 squared plus 2 times pi times 3 times 14.5. Make sure, don't forget that point there. And we get our surface area 329.9, 329.86 ... equals 329.9. So let's go 1 decimal place. Okay, now it's going to be units squared. We don't have the units given. So that's the surface area of a cylinder. Now for this one here, I'm not going to finish it, but I'm just going to show you the first step, which is important. We're talking about a cake tin, which doesn't have a lid on it, okay? So we've got to work out how much metal there is, and it's what we call an open cylinder, which means it's missing one of the circular faces on it. So the surface area, instead of being 2 pi r squared, because there are two circles, it's just going to be pi r squared, okay? And then plus the rounded bit, which is going to be 2 pi r h. So then we would fill in our values here, but we just need to make sure that we find the radius which is going to be half of the diameter. So the radius is going to be 16. And then we're going to use that value for our formula. Okay, this one here is similar, except we've also got to halve. We've got to work out the fact that it's half a circle, not a whole circle. All right. Good luck with those questions, and all the best. And make sure you message me with any questions you have before Tuesday so that I can get back to you with more feedback. But all the best next week, guys, and I'll see you the week after.